Warning, warning. Two idiots are reading SCP files over the intercom. Please cover your ears and await further instructions.
Walter, I'm not reading SCPs right now, Walter. Put your wiki away, Walter.
Is that your Mike Ehrmantraut impression?
That is that.
AKA, no, it was okay.
You can't even tell. I'm gonna cry.
Can't even tell the difference.
Walter. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna open Reddit. You're gonna go to Nose. You're gonna give a gold to a kind stranger.
You're gonna go to Murdering Time and you're gonna buy him a gold. Can you link me part 5, by the
Absolutely.
way?
I love that you remembered it was part 5. That makes me so happy. It shows that you're really engaging with the process.
What it really shows is that I have a Reddit tab open for part 4.
No. You remembered. It makes me so happy.
I have so many old Aetheral Space chapters still up. Let me close that. All the way back to 11.
You mustn't close them, please.
No one even reads that bunk story.
Damn it.
Are you okay?
I'm fucking weeping.
Why does he block his paragraphs like this? It's so hard to read. If he just cut every paragraph in half, it would be so much more readable. Maybe thirds even. Like, look at that. It's just a block of text. How unappetizing is that to read?
It's like you put it on my plate. I'm like, can you cut my meat for me later?
That's a real thing, by the way. At least for neurodivergent folks. You gotta split up your fucking text so it's easier to read.
I think like, it's for everyone. People just don't like a big block of text.
Yeah. I just said at least because I didn't know if you were going to correct me and be like, I don't have that. Some shit.
As a normal human.
Oh my god, normal?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Look at me. Do you think I'm a normal human?
Normal? Hold on. We'll talk about that another day. That's fuel for Jack.
I'm fucking dead.
Jack will have a fucking field day with you.
But no, I was in the character of like a bad guy.
Anyways,
no, you must listen. You typing in the comments, please heed my words.
I have a tummy ache, Tan. We have to read.
I'm sorry, I can't be funny.
Tummy hurts so bad.
I can't be funny anymore. He's got a tummy ache.
You have no idea how much it hurts.
Let's read then.
Let's read. Come on.
So people in the call, 2 people said they still wanted us to read it, and no one else said anything, so I'm taking that as 2 votes for majority.
I saw more than 2 for want, and I saw 2 that said don't want, but I saw like 4 or 5 that wanted it, or implied that they enjoyed the Hitman story.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's just get into it. This is the day I hired a hitman, part 5. Do you remember what happened last time, Daniel?
You know exactly what happened. He was like having a shootout from a hill at
Absolutely.
an ATM.
He was in that fucking desert from Breaking Bad.
I remember he literally stopped the post amid shootout.
Yeah, he was like I gotta go, guys. He's returning fire.
He's returning fire. All right, come on, read it. I want to know how it ends. Oh my god! Look, he literally opens with "How's it going?"
How's it going? No sleep. Sorry about not updating yesterday. I had a massive fucking migraine and couldn't even walk, let alone type up an entire update.
He treats it like it's a fucking vlog.
He's like, yeah, I'm sure that fucking migraine we could have walked that. Aren't you like on the run from a hitman? Wasn't that an obstacle?
Any of this was real, this would have been public on the news, and they would have like tracked him instantly by his Reddit account where he's posting.
Let alone type up an entire update. In case you missed them, here's part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. Thanks for all the support and whatnot. I do read each message, even though I don't have a chance to reply to all of them. Anyways, here we go. I was sitting on top of the boulder, and I had just taken a shot at Mike, who was standing in front of the ATM. I forgot to mention during the last update that he had a mask on when he got out of the car. I could tell it was him, though, with his suit and body shape. I love how
same suit?
I guess so. I love how they always open with him like explaining the plot holes that someone has pointed out in the last one.
It's so fucking funny.
I took a shot at him and he fell into the machine like Mario 64. I proceeded to shoot at the back tyres on his Chrysler 300 to trap him.
Do you think that's why he hyper-explains every little thing he does? Because he's terrified of someone Reddit being like, actually...
Exactly. He wants to be competence porn, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
He was now a sitting duck with nowhere to run. He then went onto the passenger side of the car and dove through the window.
Why?
He dove through the window. It's like vertical.
Would it be easier to unlock the door to his own car?
The glass isn't going to break, is it?
Well, didn't he also describe this dude as like a super big guy? Like,
Yeah,
how did he do
Agent
that?
47.
Yeah, he was like, he's super wide and muscular. How the fuck did he dive through
Mr.
a car
Rivers.
window? Mr. Rivers!
I didn't know what he was doing. He obviously knew that his car was fucked with the back two tyres gone. He put it into reverse with the back rims grinding against the pavement. Then the car flipped around with the headlight pointing towards me. He guns the car across the road and started hauling dick towards me. Is that a phrase?
No, it's hauling ass.
Hauling dick?
This guy's horny.
Oh, I guess I get where he's good. So hauling gas is running away, so I guess hauling dick is coming to you.
Yeah, my dick is entering your location.
Lock on.
Like it's a fucking laser charging up.
Let's see you survive this.
It was in a different league.
I shot a few times at the front windshield, but the bullets seemed to not go through. I now figure that he had some sort of light bulletproof glass or something of the sort. The car had now hit the desert, still accelerating. About 100 yards out from the boulder I was perched on, I saw the driver's side door open and him bail out. I shot once at him, but missed. As soon as I took...
Wait, you missed a line, I think.
What?
I now figure that he had some sort of light bulletproof glass or something of the sort. The car
Yeah,
now
I
hit
said
the
this.
desert, still accelerate. Oh, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, you're right. Have you got
No.
did you get some dull iron from an unkind stranger?
Dull iron? What does that even
it's
mean?
like a debuff. Reddit Gold's a buff. Dull iron is
It's
a
like-
debuff.
Do you remember the Pokemon sound when you get hit with a debuff? It's like...
Yeah.
That's what happened to
An
me.
unkind stranger gave you dull iron. A bad Samaritan.
Come on.
I heard a
You have to
huge...
read.
As soon as I took that shot, I jumped off the boulder right by my ATV. That's the noise he made when he jumped.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 seconds after I did, I heard a huge explosion, so a gigantic flash of light envelop the dark desert.
Envelope. The dark desert.
I
I think that's how you spell envelope. No, wait,
No,
does it
no.
end with just a P?
Yeah, just a V.
I don't believe you. I'm looking it up.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what it is. You can look up all you fucking want.
And you're right. There shouldn't be an E at the end.
I
Envelope.
can't believe you believe Murdering Monday or whatever the fuck he's called over me.
Well, to be fair, you've made many mistakes because of British and American spelling.
Well, I know how to spell envelope.
Envelope?
I started up the ATV and slung the P90 over my shoulder. As I rounded the boulder, I saw Mike's car engulfed in flames.
Do you think it's weird that he bought a sniper and has seen this guy from a distance several times and has never used it?
He just used it at the start of this.
What? No, he didn't.
Yeah, at the ATM. He shot him at the ATM. Are you okay?
Not with the sniper, he used a P90, remember? It said that last time.
Wait, really?
He has not used the sniper in all 4 parts.
I thought he used it. Wouldn't he have used
look,
it here?
Look, I swear to God, go back.
I'm not
It was
going
a
back.
P90.
I'm going to believe you. I'm not going back. I don't give a fuck. He was nowhere.
I do.
He was-
I don't know why he went to such lengths to be like, I got this sniper special for my friend and like surpassed the legal way to get one, but I'm never going to use it.
It's like a fucking
even though I've
RPG.
camped
You
him
can't
out.
waste it.
Yeah, it's like an ether.
Yeah.
I have to wait for the final boss, Hitman.
Like second form.
Second form of Mike.
Yeah. He was nowhere in sight. I gunned it to the bank and ran up to the ATM he was just at. The weird electronic device with wires hanging out of it was still in it. I grabbed it and took off. I guess he forgot it in all the commotion. I took off towards my car, still trying to look for Mike in the desert as I passed by it. Again, he was nowhere to be seen.
Why does this random office guy so competent compared to the trained
Because
Hitman?
do you know how many games he's played?
He's played Hitman, okay? He watched Breaking Bad.
I'm a gamer, and I always will be. You may be content working a little office job, but I've been Commander Shepard. I've saved the galaxy from Reapers.
Oh my god!
Do you remember that
But
video?
in the game world, you are the loser.
Have you seen that video? No, I'm like,
No, I have not.
Oh, I'll show you after.
Yeah. But first, we have to read The Day I Hired a Hitman Part 5.
I took off my ski mask and put it in my pocket as I was speeding down the streets. I was pissed I had let him get away. It wasn't going to be easy to get another chance like the one I just had. As I arrived at my car, I heard sirens. So, in the long run, if he kills Mike, he's at a net loss here. Because they're not going to give him his money back.
I don't know, man.
It's not like kill him in 30 minutes or your hit is free.
Right.
It's just like, I paid like $1 million to kill a guy.
Yeah. Which is still legal.
Yeah, you're still going to prison for Mike's murder.
I don't think self-defense applies when you hired him to kill you.
Mike's like, you had a good office job, but you, with your pride and your ego.
Oh, damn, my stomach is a rumbling. I'm going to get another Tums. Oh.
Let's all pray for Darnell.
Please.
Life for Darnell. Or perhaps... I was pissed I let the over. I knew I couldn't just leave the ATV out in the open for the cops to find, so I found some bushes on the edge of the park. I took some wet wipes I had in my backpack and wiped off the handlebars and a few other spots where I thought my prints would be. I ran as quickly as I could after hiding the ATV and got into my car. As I was driving away, I could hear more and more sirens in the distance. I hauled ass, not dick, out of the area in order to not be linked with what had just happened. It was about a half hour later I finally arrived back at my hotel, exhausted and angry that I missed my chance. I pulled the device with an S that I had just gotten out of my pocket and started doing some research.
This guy sucks at spelling. For how supposedly competent he is.
I didn't find much on the outer web, but on the dark net I found some similar devices.
I don't think anyone calls it the outer web.
This guy does.
This is real.
Because he's so competent, he knows the terminology.
On the dark net. Go ahead, describe what the dark net is for me.
I'm not claiming I know shit.
No, not you. I'm talking about this guy. Go ahead, tell me what the dark net is. Because you know what the dark net is?
Yes,
that's
the
where you buy
evil
clothes. That's where you buy the fucked up Family Brothers.
In popular culture, like in the general understanding, the dark net is just the evil internet. It's like the fucking Link to the Past Shadow World.
So,
you turn into a
it drives
rabbit.
me nuts. It drives me nuts.
They're apparently...
It's like people found out crime happens like on non-index parts of the internet, and then they just decided it's the Shadow Realm. Jesus
They were apparently for hacking into ATMs and pulling money out of people's accounts. I needed to figure out what he was doing this thing, and so I drove to a nearby coffee shop and used their Wi-Fi. I checked my bank account and saw several $1,000s missing from my account. Owned!
That's so...
All the transactions were in $1,000 increments, one day after another. It blew my mind. They were taking money slowly out of my account in order to bankrupt me to slow me down.
How much money did he have? He took $30,000 out in cash. How much is left?
This just pissed me off more than anything. You weren't playing this game very fairly, Mike. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, again, what do you... You have knowledge... You have knowledge that he's coming, and you got a sniper, like, pro bono, and you had a DMV. What do you mean not fair? You're the one cheating all the time.
Mike, I want to hear Mike's perspective.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
The day I got hired as a hitman.
I genuinely hope Mike kills him. I hope there's like no update and it's implied he died.
Oh, the first bullet didn't didn't break through the skull. I guess it's Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad if it was good.
Better Call Saul.
Oh, looks like you're bleeding out. Well, you better call Saul for that injury. Although, I don't think he's a practicing doctor.
Cracks his knuckles.
Don't worry, I'll drive you to the hospital in my El Camino.
Can Mike be a part of the JoJo campaign?
Sure.
Will he come up?
Well, we were thinking he's maybe Mr. Rivers, so maybe he's already part.
Yeah. Mr. Rivers will be like, I hired a guy to kill me. I thought it'd be fun. I was just getting so tired of the day-to-day.
I went back to my hotel and crashed. Damn, he crashed the car. When I woke, it was already daytime, around 10 a.m. I finally got a night's rest. God knows I needed it. I sat up on the bed thinking, technically Mike was it now, and I figured he was a bit pissed that I caught him by surprise. And on top of that, he destroyed his car to get away with me, and he probably had to walk for hours and hours back to his hotel or call a taxi. It made me smile as I put him through all of that. He really went through a lot to get out of that situation. I mean, shit, his goddamn car was rigged with fucking explosives just in case he was put in a situation like that.
He's going to use situation twice in as many sentences.
Yeah. It dawned on me that I wouldn't know what vehicle he was in now, which would make my life that much harder. Yeah, you're a net loss from this interaction. He could be in any vehicle at any time, which sucked. I just sat on the edge of my bed thinking about all this, and there was a knock at the door. My adrenaline was pumping again. I heard a keycard get put into the slot, and the door handle giggled a bit before opening. Looking Beauty and the Beast.
What?
I think it means jiggled.
Oh, giggle.
It's like,
Don't touch me that
way. I grabbed my Glock and chambered around and dove beside my
Glock
bed.
supposed to be capitalized? I don't think it
so.
is. Is it?
I love how I was diving everywhere. No one just, like, moves.
It should be capitalized.
Yeah. Fake American. Right. The door was caught by the chain lock. Oh, fuck's sake. I looked up to see a little Mexican housekeeper looking at me. I
love how you said, for fuck's sake, in anticipation of you having to read that line out loud. as if people would blame you.
I put the gun behind my back and...
This straight up feels like a boomer, like 80s Gen X dad writing a fan.
I put the gun behind my back and stood up. Housekeeping, she said while looking at me. No, thank you. Come back later. No, thank you. Come back later. I said to her. There's no punctuation, so I assume that's how he said it.
Yeah.
She shut the door and I hear her walking away. It's happening right now. I had a huge sigh of relief and unchambered around. Fuck lady. That's her name, I assume. You could have been shot.
You mean could have been shot?
That's not what he says.
No, I know. I'm not... You're so used to me beating you down that you don't understand that I'm third-party beating down the author that isn't here. You're okay, Tan. I know you didn't write this.
You could have been shot. Weren't they supposed to say housekeeping before they opened the fucking door? I sat back and down on the bed and slid my hands over my forehead and through my hair. I could tell my body was having a hard time with all this shit going down. Maybe I should go back to my boring office job.
I miss it. Remember when he was like, if I had a woman and a kid, I never would have done this. If only I had settled down.
I got up and took another shower. I stayed in that night and ordered takeout. The next day I switched motels and chilled out. I took another few days to chill out and recoup from everything that happened.
So what happens after, like, what does he say when he applies to a job after this is over?
It's like, what's this gap in your resume?
Yeah.
That's when I hired, that's the day I hired a Hitman Part 5.
Smoking a cigarette like you wouldn't get it, you sheep.
I can't tell you that. I signed an NDA.
Nice. Epic TikTok life hack.
I took another few days to chill out and recoup from everything that happened. Mike doesn't give a fuck, does he? He just lets him like hang out for like a week. On the third day in this new hotel, I knew I had to need to get the game because we've been making fun of the writer, but Mike's not a very good hitman, to be honest.
Well, like it's like most of the time he's bad, and then occasionally he does something that he's
bumbling. He's one of the
Yeah.
He's like the fourth stooge.
This is so sad.
After a few hours of pacing in my room and not coming up with a single fucking idea, and stress as all hell because I couldn't come up with anything, I decided I'd go down to the strip and play a little poker to get my mind off everything.
Yeah, you know, with your precious few money after quitting your job. Let's just gamble. Hold on, time out. Do you think he's about to just say he won money to justify him having more money?
That's it. I went down to the Flamingo Hotel and started to play a little bit. After a few hours of playing and winning a good amount. Side quest.
I knew he was going to be like, cash restored.
I did some card counting. I decided it was time to pack it up and quit while I was ahead. He gets up to like quit. He's like, don't you want to know where that mansion is?
So reminder, he cashed out $30,000 in cash from his bank.
In Bitcoin, yeah.
Then he had thousands being stolen from his bank account.
By McKay.
And then he gambled, but he got it back, so he's good.
Yeah.
How does he have all this fucking money set aside?
Because it's his cushy office job. Weren't you listening?
Okay, but he didn't spend it on anything?
No, he has no hobbies, except the day he hired a hitman.
He worked in a cubicle. It wasn't even like a good office job. If you're like important, you have an office.
I don't have an office.
Yeah, but you're not important. You know what I mean? Like if you're a bigwig that makes a lot of money, you have an office. You don't work in a cubicle. Cubicles are like middle tier. I'm not crazy.
Well, it's good to know I'm mid, but let's keep going.
Oh my god, stop being a baby.
I'm joking.
You are such a
Can I finish
baby.
the sentence, please?
You live in a country where you get free healthcare.
Can I finish the sentence?
What's your sentence?
His sentence. I decided it was time to pack it up and quit while I was ahead. I cashed out my chips and headed out to walk the strip for a bit. It was so crowded and crawling with cops, I knew even Mike wasn't going to take the chance trying to shoot me here. As I was walking, I noticed the Bellagio fountains started up. Jesus Christ, who gives a fuck? I stood across the street admiring them, and it took my mind off everything that was going on for a brief moment. He says this like he's not the one who made it happen. As soon as my mind got sidetracked with the beauty of the jets dancing around at one another. This is like
look at him. He's taking He's taking a shot at pros, man.
This is like some fucking Golden Wind shit where like they get to Venice and it's like, the beautiful canals.
Venezia, and then someone pipes up with a fact about Venice.
Yeah. I saw something that shocked me to my very core. There was Mike walking in between a thick crowd of onlookers watching the fountain. Holy fucking shit. Out of all the people in this whole fucking city, there's the one person that I was looking for right in front of me. He hadn't noticed me at all, so again, how is this a horror story? So I started trailing behind him on the other side of the street.
This
I'm going to
make
sleep
me, like,
just
scared
fine.
for his. How am I scared for his life? He's like the most competent, epic.
I'm going to
businessman
sleep,
of all
I'm going to
time.
say. I lowered my baseball... In fact, I might fucking fall asleep reading this shit. I lowered my baseball cap. We're always so nice on the SCPs.
No, I hate no sleep. I hate Reddit. Fuck murdering time.
Damn. Sorry to say that.
Am I not allowed to be a hater of anything? I
I'm just
want to
saying.
live in a world. I want to live in a world where you can hate and love in equal measure. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be nice and love the people you care about, but you can hate random strangers on the internet who are bad at things.
Okay.
Is that so wrong?
I don't know about hate, but okay.
Okay, dislike and have a goof.
Okay.
I used hate maybe too liberally there. I'm sorry.
I
but
lowered...
can you
Hold on.
You know what I mean, right?
This guy... Can I... Please, let me finish the story.
Fucking hell.
I lowered my baseball cap. He's got like the Marvel disguise going on. You know that?
Yeah. Okay.
And kept... You don't know that. He doesn't know it. And kept watching him. Always a few feet behind so he wouldn't see me. He eventually made his way to that Aria hotel and walked... Again, Mike is a bit of a shit hitman.
Yeah.
I waited about a minute and walked and he got him cheap, I imagine. Just as I had, I saw him make his way to the room elevators.
Hold on. 30K in cash. The money from the bank takeout, and he hired the hitman to begin with.
Absolutely, his budget.
How rich is he?
Well, it depends how expensive Mike is. I can't imagine.
It's like a $200 hitman.
Yeah, 1 star on Yelp. Just as I had, I saw him make his way to the room elevators. No fucking way, I knew where he was staying. It was a 1 in a million, but something out there gave me a break and put him right in front of me. Yeah, break, he's so fucking needed. I walked up to the lobby receptionist and gave her some bullshit story about... I'm worried now because he doesn't have a good history of receptionists.
Yeah.
Some-
He said some
Yeah.
raunchy things.
I gave her some bullshit story about how me and my buddy got separated. I needed his room number to check if he was there. She asked for his first and last name and I gave it to her. How the fuck does he know his first and last name?
He said he saw it somehow, somewhere, but he just
And it was
uses
actually
Mike. As a
Mike.
fake name.
No, Mike was actually his real name as well, it turned out. Because he was like,
Mike Ehrmanchild.
no, he was like, hello, Mike. He was like, how did you know my name? He was like, whoa, I guessed it.
Well, no. This whole story, he said Mike is the placeholder name.
No.
for his real
And
name.
then he said it on the phone when he was talking to Mike. He said, hi, Mike. And he was like, how did you know
No,
my
I
name?
know, but I'm saying in the context of the story, he probably said his real name, but he wrote Mike. Because
originally, he saw me. He was like, I'm going to call him Mike.
Yeah. I know, for the sake of the story. So on Reddit, when they talk like this...
No. In
So-
the
so he
story,
probably-
it was originally phrased as if like he didn't know his name and was giving him like a little funny nickname. And that's how it was.
No, he found his name, but he's like, I'm just going
Fine.
to call him Mike.
Okay, whatever. I'm not dying.
promise.
I'm not dying on this hill.
We're going back. We'll go back.
No, I don't care. The more about
Guys, let us know down in the comments.
I couldn't have
who's
gotten
right.
more lucky. The more I thought about it, the more sense it made. If I were him, I'd want to stay in one of the most crowded hotels in Vegas. Makes getting found a lot harder. I thanked her for the information took off. I made my way back to my car and drove back to my motel. Do I have to know that you got... Good thing you fucking told me. Good thing I know he didn't fucking teleport. Because that would really fucking confuse me.
Tan, he needs to know. Also, I mean, that one you shouldn't give him crap on. It's just like, okay, I went to my car. Like, usually I agree with you, but I mean, come on.
I got in and took out one of my spur manila envelopes. I put the ATM hacker gizmo in it and a note that said, Red Rock Canyon, 6 p.m, 2 days from now. Take scenic loop drive to White Rock Mountain Road and turn right. Keep driving until the road turns to dirt and keep going some more. You'll see an older car parked on the side of the road. I'll be waiting. You're it, winky face. I would quit if I was Mike. I wouldn't pursue this any further.
You know what? What the next post should be is he slips it under the door and then he hears it like being open and then he hears a gunshot because Mike kills himself. It's so done.
I ran back to the R with the envelope and room number in hand. I took the elevator up to his room, a nice suite. I wrote Mike on the front of it. I took out some tape I had, stuck 2 pieces to the envelope and stuck it to his door as fast as I could without making a noise. He's like on his tiptoes outside Mike's bedroom. Hopefully no one would take it. That was my only chance to finally finish all of it. It's been like a couple of days. I ran back to the casino floor and got to my car. As soon as I got back to my room, I started to prepare. I took up my 50 caliber and started to clean it from barrel to butts.
Oh, that's the first time it's come up. That's the sniper.
Oh, he's been saving it, final boss. I couldn't fuck this up like the last time. I started to put the gun back together, and there it was again. That big old smile had come back to my face. Alright guys, this is almost the end, and there'll be either 1 or 2 more parts to the series. Again, sorry for not updating sooner, and I will for sure update tomorrow. You have my word. Well, there's one circumstance where he won't update tomorrow.
Hold on, why? How does he know in advance how many parts there will be? He's like updating this as it happens, right?
Because he's analysed Mike's capabilities.
Hold on, this guy is like the Wu Ming of this universe. Or maybe he's the Supreme. He enjoys violence. Who do you think would win, this main character or the Supreme?
The Supreme.
You sure?
Effortlessly, yeah.
This guy's pretty competent.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, he did clean his guns, so.
He did clean his guns.
So this one is a bit longer, so I want a popcorn, but like, if you want to do half of this and pass the other half to me.
Oh, thanks. Is this the last one?
Yeah, it's fucking. Look at these fucking.
Jesus Christ! This is like reading a Tanhoney SCP. Oh my god!
It is a wall.
It's literally a wall of text that is bigger than my whole monitor.
It's the final boss, and also the chapter itself is the final boss.
The Day I Hired a Hitman, Part 6. Hey, No Sleep! First off, I want to apologize for taking so long to update. And secondly, by the way, I figured out what was hurting my tummy this whole time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my shorts were too tight.
You fucking serious?
I took them off and I feel much better.
You fucking stupid. What do you mean you're shorts? How tight
This is why I'm trying
were
to... Well, the thing is that it's one of those things where they like got tightened, but then the straps broke, so I couldn't untighten them. So they're just like perma-tight. But this is why I'm losing weight, brother. But yeah, they were like, that's what it was. This whole time. Will you forgive me? Tan?
Oh, I'll forgive you, sure. Yeah, I just think it's amusing.
Tan, do you know how much I enjoy your company?
I do. You make
in
it
this
clear.
world. Wow, okay. Never mind. I take it back.
Hold on.
You're cocky. We gotta humble you.
I'm sorry.
I hate your company. I'm kidding. I have fun. Hey, No Sleep. First off, I want to apologize for taking so long to update. And secondly, I want to apologize for not updating when I said I was going to when some of you guys asked. I don't feel like inputting each individual part, so here's all parts in the No Sleep search bar in case you missed them. I currently have a massive fucking migraine, so I'll try to write as much as I can about the events that have been happening in the past few days. And then I'll continue on where part 5 left off. Thank you guys again for all the support and encouragement. I started this series simply in case the inevitable happened to me. I wanted at least one person in this world to know what really happened to the nameless, faceless author that types up these posts and puts them on the internet for everyone to see. They might be able to cover up any evidence they see fit to cover up.
Hold on, you hired them!
Sorry. But to make any tragic disaster look like an accident.
He's like, I'm fighting against conspiracy. It's your conspiracy, my guy.
But the one thing they couldn't do is erase the knowledge of what really took place that was now hidden deep inside that one person's mind. Dude, you like blew up buildings. Everyone knows this happened.
Yeah.
That didn't get covered up. It happened in Vegas. Yeah, you know what else? Like, that happened 200 other times in Vegas. But instead of one person knowing the truth, something amazing happened and thousands, possibly tens of thousands of people that are located all over the globe now knew. And that was something that no company, no matter how powerful, could erase. So thank you guys. Honestly, I owe you. Fuck off, dude. The Reddit pandering is so real with this series. I hate it so much. Imagine if every SCP opened with, I just want you guys to know that I worked really hard on this, and I appreciate that every single one of you loves my articles and has such thoughtful criticism to give in the discussion page. Like, you put that in the discussion, but, like, imagine if that's how the article started, not the comments.
It's fucking bizarre.
There's nothing wrong with doing it in the discussion section. You know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You're so scared to agree with me right now.
The dicks of the audience.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Yeah, you still think I'm scared.
Meanwhile, we get sappy every other episode of DSCP, as if that's not the exact same thing. Except I actually love our community. Heart. Alright, you ready?
Alright. Tell me what this man's been up to.
I got done cleaning all my guns at the hotel room, and then I proceeded to go to Walmart to get a few... I don't know why I keep doing that.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
To go to Walmart to get a few extra outdoor items, along with the things I'd brought from home in case I could no longer stay in a hotel room and had to do a little camping. I picked up about 10 of the 5-gallon propane containers, 2 big 10-gallon, Jesus Christ, gasoline containers, a big bottle of Jack Daniels, and some other odds and ends to keep me sane if I had to wait for him. After all, he did have a reputation for taking his time to prepare and plan for whatever he was about to do.
What?
Unless he was setting a trap for me, he really got shit moving when the ball was in his court. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't this time, so I was prepared to wait. I stopped at a gas station to fill up my tank, and the 10-gallon gasoline drums I just bought. How much money do you have? What the fuck? Do you think no police or FBI would notice you bought 10 gallons of gasoline and then there was an explosion later? I hate this guy. Can we kill him in real life?
Well, hold on.
Can we hire another
Let's give
hitman?
Mike his ass strength.
Once I was done. Well, the fact that this was written makes me think Mike lost.
No.
Once I was done, I headed.
Everyone's feelings have to reach him.
I arrived around 11 p.m. I told Mike to meet me out at Red Rock in 2 days from when I left him the note. I figured he was going to take the day in between to check out the place for advantages and disadvantages. I want to roll 2 dice and take the highest, Walter. Cover, terrain, and which spots would offer the greatest advantage over the other, i.e. high ground with lots of cover. This guy's seen Star Wars.
He's thinking of like a Call of Duty map right now.
I'd already done this the week before, and I luckily have spent my fair share of time in the area hiking along, just to get out of the city, even if it was just for a moment. The city, you're in Vegas. I'm so mad. I want to kill him, and I want to strangle his throat. You'd be surprised how much more you take in when you hike alone and don't have any distractions. And his particular area, well, almost like the back of my hand. Mike didn't. How do you know? So I had a few ideas on where to lay a trap for him if he decided to come the next day and do some scouting. I knew he'd be looking for good ambush areas, somewhere I wouldn't expect, and where he would have an extreme tactical advantage. There was an area about 2 miles in from where the paved road turns into dirt. Big boulders surround the road, along with tons of wild trees and bushes. Monsoon season was just coming to an end, so the vegetation was nice and thick, providing lots of sight coverage. I was planning on parking my car right after this area in order to provide the illusion that that's where I would ambush him. However, there's a big overhanging plateau formation away in the distance. It had 3 great perch areas that looked over this entire stretch of road for about 1.5 miles in each direction. This was my best chance I had.
This takes place in Las Vegas, so the reveal at the end, I assume, is this is German writing.
Is it?
Yeah, I can see him.
Is he in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, here's the big paragraph. Oh, no, there's 2 of them. Popcorn.
Hold on, what about your new shorts?
But don't you want to...
You do that. I said like halfway through. This is not halfway through, my guy.
All right. You're right. But you have to promise that you will forgive me.
Sure.
Okay. Done. I arrived at around 11 p.m. and parked my car way off the dirt road and out of the line of sight from where... Line of sight? Do you mean S-I-G-H-T? Not so competent anymore, author. From people who would be driving on it. I packed up all my gear I would need for the night and started the trek up to the area I chose to watch from. I only brought 2 of my guns. My 9mm, just in case. It's always good to have backup. And my baby that was a little hungry to do some hunting. The Barrett 50 cal. Are you hungry to do some hunting?
Sure.
The greed of a beast. I finally trucked up to the plateau and got the rifle set up for a good shot of incoming traffic. It was around midnight at this point, and I figured I'd just relax with some Jack and some shitty easy cook meals. Why are you drinking? I had no internet or phone service, so it was good old-fashioned books and a few good comics to keep me energized. You have a sniper! Why are you...
Comic books!
I hate this guy. I had other stuff back in the car, but I was content for the night. Around 2:30 to 3 a.m., I heard a car coming down the dirt road toward me. I was a little curious, as no one is usually out here at this time of night. Figured it was a park ranger.
He's perpetually surprised that Mike comes after him when he tells him where he is.
I love the term love crazy kids. It's like we love loving. I just wanted to be alone. Wasn't worried about either, as I had hidden the car extremely well. Didn't have any electronics or any other things that would alert people to looking up in my direction. I watched as the car got closer and closer to the area. I was planning on leaving the car for Mike to see. The car, a blue Toyota RAV4, had rental stickers on the sides of the...
please?
The car, a blue Toyota RAV4, had rental stickers on the sides of the windows, which made me think it was some tourists enjoying the desert at night. But then, once I started thinking about it, someone who doesn't know the area, especially while traveling at night, wouldn't even leave the scenic route roundabout, let alone come to some random off-trail in the middle of bumfuck Egypt. What? Wait, where is he?
Wait, what? Bumfuck Egypt? No, this is in Las Vegas, isn't it?
I'm so confused. It dawned on me that Mike probably had to rent a car.
Is he saying like Las Vegas is bumfuck Egypt, like it's a bad version of Egypt, maybe?
I don't know. That wouldn't make any... Oh, maybe because it's like deserty. Yeah, no, because it's deserty.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It dawned on me that Mike probably had to rent a car's eye. Well, blew his up. Is that a fucking Whedon quip?
He's like, he sees the guy like, guys, you're going to want to see this.
And Mike coming out. Oops. I waited for a minute, and after being stopped at the area for a minute, someone got out of the car. And holy shit, it was Mike. He had a fucking big-ass bulletproof jacket on.
Oh my god,
second form. Huge assault rifle. It looked like an AR-15, but way more decked out, and more like something fucking Rambo would mow people in the rainforest down with. I waited for him to drop his guard and look around a bit, and then I took the shot. Missed by a bit. Holy shit, how dumb could I be? I didn't reset the scope after cleaning the gun. Fucking details, man. So I went to another perch point. I can't do this.
Hold on, there's an action-packed scene.
So I went to another perch point, reset the scope. Then I added a bit of other things in the equation, like distance and angle. I did them, and everything checked out. I just did the math in my head.
He's like fucking Yoshikage Kira.
Mike was behind a boulder that was blocking my view from where I had first shot at him, but this new perch was just to the side of it. He slowly inched his way into my scope and lined up a second shot. Boom! Holy fuck! This gun sounds like beautiful. This guy has such a boner for guns. I love it. I love guns too, but he's like obsessed. The bullet drop was a bit more than I anticipated, so I hit him in his knee. The bullet blew his fucking leg completely off his body from the knee down. Oh my god.
Mike!
I shot the gun 3 times to disable it and empty my clip. I made my way down to him, and he was looking at me with a shocked look, like, how the fuck did you hit my leg? I put a tourniquet on it. What?
He's a catch and release.
What is happening? You went down and healed him? What? I'm so confused.
This guy's he's worse than the Hitman.
You blew his leg off and we're like, good game, I won, and then leave. I put a tourniquet on his leg, but of course searched him for weapons first. He still had that original 9mm with the suppressor on he first shot at me with. Memories, man. I then shot him up with an EpiPen I always kept in my first aid kit to keep him alive for a bit longer. A bit cruel, yes, but I didn't want it to end just yet. I had other things for him to see. I dragged him over to his car and put him in the front seat so I could watch him.
He's just like a Gmod NPC, he's not even saying anything.
I went over to him with the bottle of Jack and asked if he wanted the last drink. He's probably in fucking shock right now. He sure took that fucking opportunity up. That's for never mind. For damn sure. I loaded all the propane tank. Wait, did he just give up on fighting? Because you shot his leg off?
Like my leg contained my fighting spirit.
I loaded all the propane tanks into the back along with both of the gasoline containers. We drove for about 45 minutes, him barely awake but still fully conscious and really enjoying the Jack.
Is he awake or isn't he?
We got up a little ways on the back highway to Mount Charleston, and eventually got to a good straightaway with a sharp turn at the end, with nothing but a little guardrail in between the road and about a 1,300-foot drop. I found a good-sized rock on the side of the road and started to pour the gas all over the inside of the vehicle. All Mike did was close his eyes and wait. When I was done and about to launch it, I went up to the door and asked him a simple question. You want it fast and quick or long and horrible? He looked at me with a smile and held up the nearly empty Jack Daniels bottle. Fast, but let me finish this first. He chugged the rest of it and said something I'll never forget. I definitely don't want to die just yet,
but you sure set up one hell of a fucking game for yourself. What? What?
You can tell the protagonist is so badass.
I feel like we've just wasted our time. What are we here for?
I'm not going to sleep, that's for sure.
For different reasons. He knew I'd put a hit on myself right after I left him that very first note in my apartment that said, "Tag, you're it." He looked up forward out the windshield to the sky and said,
"Do it. Make it quick and clean and like this fucking thing and get the fuck out of the area."
Here's what you're going to do.
What?
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna shoot the gasoline, and then you're gonna leave. And you're gonna lay your head low for a couple of weeks until everything clears up. My guys will find you, and you'll take my place as the next Hitman.
Until the very end, he was a damn good sport about it. If the tables would have been turned, I don't think I would have been so nice about it. Boom! In one temple, out the other. I set the gas on fire in the back first and placed the car in drive. I then let it fall onto the gas pedal, and the car took off. It strayed to the right a bit, but it was going pretty damn fast by the time it hit the edge. I was walking for about 5 or 6 minutes before the propane tanks exploded. They could handle a bit of heat, I guess. They went off one after another, and the last 4 or 5 of them all went off at once. I got off the highways and started walking the trail back to my area. And that's how this should have ended, but I'm sorry to say that it hasn't. Mike and I met for the last time at Red Rock Canyon about 6 days ago, and ever since then some really weird shit
here's where it
has been
becomes
going
noticeable.
on.
Mike's ghost comes after him.
I really don't know for sure if they're all connected. It's obvious that some of these occurrences do, and the pieces that are fitting together are constantly leading back to one thing, the organization I originally hired. But my mind is trying to make everything that's happened to me from the past 6 days, all of them fit together. I fear I'll miss something if I don't make them fit, something that would end up saving my life possibly. In the end, I'm just mashing up all of my experiences and clues I've gathered in the past 6 days, trying to find some sort of picture of the game they're playing with me. All I know is ever since Mike and I finished our game of tag, my life has gotten turned completely upside down. Enemies are everywhere, and why does everyone care? He thinks he's John Wick, bro, the criminal organization. Enemies are everywhere, and worst yet, I don't even know who they are, what they look like, and what they want from me. I can't trust anybody except for people I knew before I started this game, and in a city with this many people, I don't have a whole lot of options. It's your move.
First off, for the past 6 days, I've been having massive migraine headaches. It literally feels like there's an ice pick sobbing through different parts of my brain with each pulse of my heart. Loosen your shorts, my guy.
Hey! Hey!
I
can't! The things were stuck, I told you that! I'm trying to lose weight, yeah.
I got regular light headaches every so often, like any other person does. They were nothing some Advil couldn't fix. These are different. They're happening every fucking day, multiple times a day, and nothing I take gets rid of them. I have to wait for them.
It's almost like you've had a lot of gunfights with no ear protection.
Yeah, which takes a few hours. I can barely stand when they happen, and light aggravates them. I even have my laptop screen on its lowest light setting to minimize this. Secondly, 3 days ago, I was waiting at a light intersection in Henderson, a city connected to Las Vegas on the south side, who cares? Left turn light turned green, but heat other lights of people that want to go through the intersection was still red, so I remained stopped, waiting patiently with no other cars in front of me. The first car turning left started through the intersection, and out of nowhere, a car going at least 60 to 70 miles per hour barrels through and T-bones the car. The car that was T-boned while turning spun I've never seen a more boring car crash. The car that was T-boned while returning spun a few times and ended up on the other side of the intersection, finally stopping at the corner of the sidewalk to the left from my position, while the other car that sped through the light barely made it through the intersection come to a grinding halt as its engine dropped and the front end completely caved in. Everyone slammed on their brakes, the intersection was pretty much wide open, so I hit the gas and drove through and parked my car in front of her, with my right side wheels up on the curb. I jumped out of my car and ran to her praying she was okay, and I attempted to open her driver's side door, but it was also...
Wait, who is this?
I don't know, the other driver?
Some she, her?
Yeah, you saw a female and had to jump in.
Yeah, he's a Reddit gentleman.
And
maybe this is where he meets his wife.
The day I hired a wife.
That would actually be a hilarious spooky story. It's just like a fucked up mail order thing.
We ordered a wife on the dark web.
I love luxury after dark.
And attempted to open a driver's side door, but it was also caved in when the other car impacted to the door that was busted to shit from the looks of it. I ran to the passenger side and locked the door through the broken window, seeing an unconscious woman strapped into what looked like a metal death box. I had an unbelievable sense of recognition with me. I knew I had seen her before, but I had no idea where. Like walking past someone you've been shooting at... What? While walking past someone that you've been shooing at your favourite grocery store, or recognising someone that jogs around your block morning. Only this time you're both standing in line to buy movie tickets. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he's starting to become incoherent.
Like, these are the migraines.
They're caving in.
You recognise me, you know they've seen around somewhere, but you don't know exactly where. I quickly pushed it. Didn't have to say any of this shit. You said I knew I recognised it, but I didn't know from where.
Yeah, less is more, buddy.
I quickly pushed the thought out of my brain in order to focus. I tried getting her out of the seat, but I couldn't access the belt buckle latch attached to the seat and was completely encased by the caved-in driver's side door. I searched my pockets frantically for a pocket knife, cut through the belt. As soon as I'd done, I picked it up as careful as I could and set her down the curb just outside the passenger side of the car. Adrenaline is quite an amazing chemical when it fully kicks in and flows through your body. She felt like she only weighed 30 pounds when I picked her up. Yeah, because he's very fucking strong. Maybe I don't like this guy either. That's what
I've been saying. Every time I hate on him, you leave me hanging. But he's worth hating on.
As I was laying her down on the sidewalk, I saw a little chunk of metal sticking out of her thigh through her tight jeans. It was protruding out about 3 inches, but I had no idea how far it extended into her thigh. I took off my belt. It's funny, I actually referred to it as my lucky belt ever since I got away while running from the cops drunk in college, and because of all the other ridiculous situations I've got out of while I don't give a fuck about your belt!
No, the concept of luck will be important for what
it's stretchy with no designated loop, so it can fit around anything as small as a stop sign post. That's not small. It's something as big as the fattest contestant of the season premiere of The Biggest Loser. What are you talking about?
Dude, just let him go off. Let him go.
What's he talking about?
This is how I feel reading any... I don't know. I don't even know. I don't have any...
I sipped it under her leg and pulled it as tightly as I could, a couple of inches above where the metal was sticking out. Right as I did that, she opened her eyes very slightly and looked at me, but after a few seconds she closed them and she blocked out again. I kept all my fingers on her neck to feel her pulse and was there, faint, but it was there. I lifted her leg really quickly, blah, 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 trapped there due to her tight skin jeans. Every 30 seconds or so I checked and thankfully it wasn't getting much bigger, the blood puddle. Looking back, it seemed like time itself was going so slow. As I got her out of the car and tended to her injuries, I completely blocked out the world around me. I thought this is barely fucking relevant to something. As soon as I knew she wasn't going to bleed out, I heard the faint sound of sirens in the distance. Reality snapped back because I looked around to survey the scene. Wrong scene. Most of the people were standing around on the opposite side of the street from where I was. Some on their phone, presumably to 911. And others just shocked at the incident they had just witnessed. I looked over to see 2 people pulling the man who ran the red light out through his window. His car about 2/3 the length it used to be. Even a bit of the front doors of the car were warped a bit, which explained why they couldn't get them open. It maybe took the paramedics 4 or 4 minutes to get to the scene, but it felt like eternity. 2 ambulances came flying to our location. Fucking airships. One went and parked by the other man's car, and one parked in front of that. Jesus. The paramedics arrived. Just say that. I checked her pulse one more time. It was still there, faint, and it damn sure seemed to be clinging to life. But nevertheless, it was there. As soon as he took her vitals and gave her a quick look over, he asked me for a quick summary of what had happened. He better not have said all this shit to him. That's not a quick summary. I explained and asked if she could make it and be okay. To my relief, he said yes, and explained she might not have made it if it wasn't thanks to you putting the Mr. Lucky belts. Did he say that? Did he know it was your lucky belt?
I am so done with the story. I just want it to be over.
And the fact that I had left the object like, I learned as a young kid in boys. I don't give a fuck. Never to pull up. Can I skip some of this shit?
No.
I learned as a young kid in Boy Scouts never to remove an object that was stuck in as a person's, clean to even more blood loss and irregularly death. A proper tourniquet placement on the aim flags. I chuckled a bit inside. Who would have fucking imagined I would ever put any of the stuff I learned from my first aid badge to use in the real world? He asked me if I wanted my belt back, and I told him no, and to attach a note to it that explained that it was her lucky belt now and it saved her life. What the fuck? We laughed for a quick second as he agreed, and I turned around and a police officer was approaching me. I'm not too big of a fan of cops, as I'm guilty of murder, but I figured I was not in any sort of trouble as I helped secure the victim of the accident. He asked me if I could give a statement as to what happened, and I agreed. He turned around and asked me to follow him to the car to get the paperwork, and I saw the other man sitting up on a stretcher at the other end of his car. He was yelling and slurring his words and acting as any obliterated person would after he had just caused that bad of an accident. I kept looking at him and he seemed familiar as well. I didn't recognise Buzz and the woman that helped, but I'd definitely seen him before. I heard him shout in a drunken manner in his mansion. And he had to me, my brakes didn't stop, the brake pedal didn't do nothing, and I couldn't stop!
Stop!
We continued to the cop car and I gave him my statement. As we were finishing up, another cop came up to the side, chuckling a bit and said, the guy's back was .21 according to the breathalyzer. We also found a half-empty beer can over on the passenger side door. He's saying something about his brakes not working on brakes, but he's so fucked up he probably was hitting the gas pedal instead. Chuckled, it's funny. The officer taking my statement nodded, and the other cop walked off back to the scene as the tow truck just arrived. The officer was taking, Mike, you better shoot him in the fucking head, please. Please, make him stop. He's like gone rampant. The officer who was taking my statement turned and put the pad and pen on the seat of the squad car. We're done here, he said in a serious tone. I turned to walk away. I told a few steps away. I heard him say, "Oh, by the way." "Yeah?" I asked. "I heard you saved that woman's life by slowing the bleeding down until we got here." I turned around and said, "I don't think I saved her by any means. I was trying to give her as much time as possible until the paramedics arrived." I was turned around and started walking away.
You read ahead, didn't you? Just like me.
I heard him saying in quiet, deep voice, "Seems like you did the opposite for the other guy who flew off the mountain pass on the other side of Mount Charleston a few nights ago. Perfect place to go off to. Must have been at least 1,000 feet plunge or more." Not quite the snappy, badass line I think he imagined.
Yeah.
He said a fucking essay. I stopped dead in my tracks. All the blood that was in my face fled, replaced with a substance that felt cooler than liquid nitrogen. Frozen there, without turning back around to face him. "Excuse me?" I asked, my very soul not wanted to hear his answer, because I knew I was completely fucked. "Oh, nothing. You save one life and end another. I think that God would call that even, don't you think?"
No, that's not how any of this works.
He said
that is not at all what God would say.
He said, "I believe, even under certain circumstances, even God forgives murder."
Pulpo? Yeah. The
cop? He said his voice getting more and more cheerful after he was now joined Pashon.
I hate this.
Getting more and more cheerful after each syllable left his mouth, like a proud hunter knowing his prey was cornered with no possible way to escape. Feeling like I was frozen in a block of ice, having nowhere to go, I supplied. "I can't really say. God hasn't said anything to me yet, but I'll let you know when he does."
Epic Reddit atheist.
As I spoke, I literally felt like a dead man walking, like this man behind me was taking the very energy of my soul as he stared at me. He started laughing. "Well, who knows? You may get that chance sooner than you think," he said, and then his voice suddenly going back to the previous deep monotone darkness it was before. "But who am I to say that?" I heard him turn around and take a few steps into his cop car and shut the door behind him. I was just standing there frozen until I heard the car door shut, causing the regular world to return as I slowly walked back to my car.
The regular? He took you to the shadow world? I pulled you into my domain.
The world.
Domain expansion.
The day I hired a hitman. And after this occurred, my laptop I was using to catalogue everything I've done so far, check my bank accounts, look at me all my information that I need to stay ahead, started acting up about a week ago. Randomly closing internet tabs, me being in the middle of writing an update on No Sleep and my laptop would shut itself down, no! And the final straw with my command bar popping up on its own and writing out, "We are watching, we are everywhere." That's the important one, I would say. Without me touching my computer. They now have complete control of it, and that is useless to me. So I had to get a new one.
Then why are they letting you post this on Reddit?
No, hold on, he explained it. So I had to get a new one. And made sure it doesn't get hacked.
If they hack your computer, wouldn't they have had access to your Reddit account as well?
No, they could take all his gold.
No.
Anyways, guys, looking back at what I just typed, I pretty much just wrote a fucking prologue to what happens after the game. Please, no. No, please, I'm not strong enough. I'll update if it continues on from here, but don't count on every day or even every other day updates like I've been doing. Thanks for reading, everyone. I know, sorry if there's typos. I had to type this all out.
That's basically him saying this story is over, but if you guys want more...
It seems to show up in a few hours of wherever I go. Later, No Sleep. It's been fun, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope they fucking got him, if I'm honest.
You know what's funny? I clicked on this user, and he uses this account for other parts of Reddit. Like, he just was on our drugs and said, no, $350 for a gram of anything is fucking whack. I mean, hell, gold's only like $60 a gram right now, lol.
So there is one last chapter, last update. It's shorter.
He's
it's
all
so
over
much shorter.
Drugs. Oh my god. Yeah, what is it? Send it to me.
Part 7, final update.
I don't want to read this.
I can't believe that Mike didn't...
Was
it? It's not that long.
You have to do
it. Okay, I'll do it. Hey, No Sleep. So sorry for the last story, looking like the ramblings of a crazy person. A lot of people must have said about the wall text. My migraine at the time was just getting worse and worse, and by the time I was done writing, I couldn't even proofread it or stare at my screen any longer. I was literally shaking with pain, about to just kill myself to get it over with. Don't worry, I'm not suicidal. Well, by suicidal, I mean personally killing myself. I guess some would argue what I did was suicide. In my opinion, it was more of a game, but hey, call me what you want, I honestly don't really care. Anyway, I think I'll leave at least one last quick update to let you guys know what's been going on. And it might just be the last day of my life. Let me explain. So I took my hard drive I had saved from the laptop I had gotten rid of to a buddy of mine who was a programmer to check for how the hell they hacked my system.
Not how that works.
I wanted to
programmer would.
I wanted to keep because I had some shit I wanted to know that had sentimental value, and I didn't want to find all the songs and movies I downloaded all over again. This is not my concern, like the Organization 13 is after me. Anyways, he transferred the things I still wanted onto my laptop and ran all the files through a program to check for abnormal files or viruses hidden in transferred data. He didn't find any, so I was in the clear there. I didn't tell him what had happened in the past month. He just figured I was busy at work or whatever. You're unemployed now, by the way, so how's that work for him?
Yeah.
He downloaded some security software on my new laptop and gave me a few tips on how to best avoid my security from getting breached. I probably should have told him it wasn't just a random guy hacking my system, but if I got into jail, it probably wasn't at risk, so I just thanked him and went on my way. I was getting back to my hotel and going back to my room. I saw a man in a suit standing across the street, just staring at me. I went inside freaking out and checked out the window every couple of minutes to see if he was still there. He wasn't scared of Mike. Why are these guys scary? After a few peeks of him still looking right at me, he got on his phone and eventually left.
Maybe Mike was like this organization's version of Santana.
He was the weakest of the four Steven Generals.
Yeah, the four Hitman Generals.
Yeah. Shortly after I went to a hotel, taking U-turns and backtracking to make sure I wasn't followed, I checked in and went to my room to check it out. I took my bug detector and went around the room. Nothing came up, luckily. As I went outside to get my bags out my back, it felt... my bag of holding. It just felt like I was being watched again. I looked around thinking I was just being paranoid, and fucking again, there was a different guy in a suit just watching me. Holy shit, how many guys do they have watching me this time? And why haven't they just killed me already? Well, I'll find out soon enough.
Hopefully you'll find out. My tummy's starting to hurt, so maybe it wasn't the shorts. It comes in waves.
I went into my room and started thinking about everything that had happened since I killed Mike. I started thinking about the car crash I'd seen and the people I saw in it. After thinking for hours, the girl in the car that was T-Bone, I did know her. She worked in a different branch for the company I used to work for. Were they the Hitman company? Was he working for them without knowing?
Who knows?
She didn't work in my building, and I didn't even know she worked in the same city since my company... How the fuck does he know her? But the company was in several different states. But I was sure I've seen her in my office dropping papers off to my boss. Why her, though? Was it a fluke? And then I thought about the cop afterwards. No one was around when I killed Mike. There was no report in the news about it. I wore gloves so there wouldn't be any prints, and I torched the whole fucking car. What the fuck is going on? Fuck it, I had no idea. And I'm dead anyway. I went to my computer and opened up to get a good bar to get fucked up at. Another command bar was open. It said, "We need to talk. Sunset Park tomorrow, PM. Go to the southeast corner. Come alone. If you pull anything, you'll be shot. Don't be stupid." Well, fuck it. They know where I'm anywhere I go. They have people everywhere, and I'm willing to go to any length to find me. Maybe they just haven't killed me yet.
I assume he meant I'm willing to bet, but he just forgot to type the whole sentence.
Yeah, it's because of the migraine.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they just haven't killed me yet because they want a private place where it's easy to do it, to dispose of my body. I can't run anymore. I don't want to run anymore. I had the time of my life, and now it's not fun anymore. Oh well, I'll see what they want, and I'm going to go get shit-phased and have a good time. Later, guys. Words of the famous Ron Burgundy. Stay classy, no sleep.
What? Who's Ron Burgundy?
Can I pop home to this last little bit for you?
Do I have? Okay.
It's like the epilogue.
Oh, before I go, fucking Columbo, I want to leave you guys with something. It was my favorite no-sleep story I've ever read. You may not like it, but it's the only no-sleep story that left me with my mouth gaping open, thinking about its message while staring at the screen. I thought of it a few days ago after thinking about what will happen if I die. I tried hitting up the author to ask his permission to put it on my post, but it looks like he hasn't been on for the past 4 months. Anyway, here it is, by user YouComeAlive116.
What the fuck is this?
I dreamt of that. You can just do that. You can just take someone's...
It's just like, what the fuck is this? The ending is just...
I love how he straight up just stole someone's story.
Why am I reading a
rerun?
rerun?
He stole someone's story and is like, this is what's going to happen to me if I die, I think. When I came to, I was standing in a void with 1,000 other people, all shoulder to shoulder with no room to breathe. The air was hot and stale. Nobody moved. You can tell this was written by someone else because it's actually spaced out.
Yeah.
I took a deep breath
Why
and
is it a
glanced around me.
rerun now? I'm so confused.
A cavernous ceiling encompassed us. A rocky ledge pressed up on our feet. I stood on tiptoes to get a better view. Wait, not 1,000 people, more like 1,000,000. They went on for miles and miles on all sides. For several seconds I could only stare. I heard it before I saw it, the decomposing. A strange buzzing filled my ears as the people around me collapsed, moaning, groaning, and foaming at the mouth. Eventually all that remained were the broken skulls, along with the flies and hornets crawling inside and out. Back and forth, in and out. I stood alone, nostalgic and lonely. Well, you made it. I turned to face him. Bald head, Arabic beard. He was busy playing backgammon with an invisible opponent. Made it where? To where do you think? He picked up a white button and gently replaced it with a black one. I felt something sink deep far inside me. My very soul turned dark and churned a bit before settling out. Fuck. Yeah, I knew where I was. You didn't believe in this place, did you? He breathed with the slightest of smiles. No, sir. It was getting hotter. He laughed. You didn't want to believe, did you? No, sir, I didn't. For the first time since waking up, I felt afraid. Terror began to sweep through my body like a wildfire. I was losing it. I fought to compose myself. You really had me fooled, you know. I was almost positive that none of this was real, I said shakily. He smiled and nodded knowingly. I continued. They say the greatest trick you ever pulled was convincing... Is that Futurama?
It was from... Is a common saying. I don't think it's specifically from Futurama.
No, I know, but Futurama's whole thing, they had that whole bit where it's like, if you do your job right, no one will think you exist at all. No, the greatest trick I ever pulled was convincing the world that there was an alternative... Oh, sorry. They say the greatest trick you ever pulled was convincing the world that you don't exist. The smile slowly faded. No, the greatest trick I ever pulled was convincing the world that there was an alternative. I paused and shivered. You mean there is no God? The devil began to chuckle. His laughter increased in intensity until it deafened my ears. Then he spoke, and the boom crushed my thoughts into 1,000 fragmented shards. The cavern walls shook. His words were roared beyond my comprehension, each syllable a meaningless cacophony. I jerked awake, screaming and clutching at my eardrums. Just a dream. It was just a dream. Several minutes passed as I sat in my bed, breathing heavily and sweating profusely. Then I heard again the devil's last words, this time softly whispered in my ear. I am God.
Oh my god, it's Sonic EXE.
He's the devil's
You're
God.
too slow.
I love this. Kind of anticlimactic, to be honest, but when the fun's done, the fun's done. But I gotta say, I love that other story. It really pumped my heart up. And then someone else said, the company Mike worked for just started posting their side, so it's not done yet. And there's a link. The day we were hired as a
Fuck
hitman.
off.
By a different account.
It'll be deleted.
Oh, it got deleted. Yeah, it's over. Alright. That exhausted me to my limit. My eyes were widened to their utmost. By the way, did you notice the last episode got a surprising amount of
It's
attention?
because everyone wants to know about the Hitman.
Alright, you guys ready for the comments?
Absolutely.
My tummy! Okay, I can do this. JTKC says, I'm predicting that next episode, Mike and the OP will join forces to defeat the true villain of the story, the DMV guy. I forgot his name. By far one of the funniest episodes in a while, seeing Tan genuinely annoyed at the extra writing. Like, what do you mean? This is already implied. Why are you telling me this? Beautiful. Rating this episode a 1 out of 10. Sorry, guys. A really cool guy and his friend Mike gave me several $100 bills after someone told them you called his Reddit post cringe and you hated the OP. Anyways, have a good week,
You must have
guys.
said that last episode as well.
Sobek says, I am unable to listen to this episode as I am currently on holiday in Copenhagen. I will instead use predictive algorithm to generate the perfect comment. Boy, this episode really aethered my space. Tannoy and Drill's antics never cease to amaze. Keep up the discovering, gentlemen. Clink. Sanjalit said, damn. Banker Paul says, well, I know the story is bad, but y'all's commentary on it is entertaining, so if you ask me on continuing it, the answer is obvious. Hang on, I have to switch back to my account. Not
Obvious is not a valid answer. Yes or no? Stop slapping you.
Well,
Stop slapping
we
you
already did it.
ferociously.
Mega Cyber Leader said, no, my cup of tea. Insert clever name says, I think the guy who wrote this just really hated Mike Ehrmantraut. Wrote this as kind of power fantasy revenge fanfic. Password, do you guys want to see more of the Hitman? The answer is, maybe? Daniel Hodge says, so first I changed my name because you called me old and I'm not. I'm a few years behind you guys, lol. Second, it's been so long since you posted that I caught up, so yeah, hi, I'm here now. We did take a while. Please finish this, it made me smile more than usual. Password, read more. Aiden Buford, 670, says, boy oh boy, I sure can't wait to listen to my favorite weekly SCP podcast. I certainly can't wait to listen to some more SCP articles. Surely Tandell and Darnhoney won't disappoint. Edit, never mind, this is peak fiction. How do you feel about that? Do you want to become a No Sleep podcast?
Sure. No, absolutely fucking not.
It would be so fun, though. Think about it. You'd never have to read another SCP again. You could be like a real SCP author. Come on, Tan.
No.
Are you out of it? Are you okay, buddy?
No, I just I'm so sad about Mike. I'm still in that moment.
Do you think I'm not sad about Mike?
I just can't hide it like you.
Trying to entertain our beautiful fans.
It must be easy for you, Darnell, since he meant nothing to
you. What? Fuck off. Good Day says, one of the best thongs I've ever heard. 8 out of 10 episode. Hope Mike's not being paid commission. Shythalia says, Darnell's afraid of being buried Shythalia says, Darnell's afraid of being buried alive. Noted. I don't like that. I think the perfect way for this crappy story to end is for it to turn into the enemies to lovers trope. Just Mike and him going at it. Guare says, hilarious episode. No Sleep never fails to make me laugh. Comedy Man Kelp says, go into the spy store. Y'all want anything? What do you want from the spy store, Tan?
Give me a spy camera.
I want lipstick that's actually a laser. Real Surreal Sir says, yay, more No Sleep biased. Yes, sue me. If you do more in the future, I'd highly suggest infamous Park Ranger tales, i.e. where stairs and woods comes from. Tales from Gas Station, pretty SCP-like supernatural comedy, and or left-right game. Just hard to explain, but it's a wild
I've read
trip.
that one. It's good.
Is it good?
It's alright. I love it instantly in my mind from good to alright when you asked again.
Are there good No Sleep stories out there?
I think it's okay.
Nice. That Melon Knight says, hi, been catching up with this podcast for the last 3 weeks on Spotify, and you guys gave me the courage to write an SCP with a friend of mine. Thanks for making my work enjoyable. Smile.
No problem.
I thought I left you a reply. It looks like it's not popping up.
Wow,
for some
didn't
reason.
reply to his viewers.
So I just want to say that's awesome, and I'm happy that you're doing that, and you should join the Discord server and post the link in there when it's done. That's awesome.
Nice.
And then lastly, from my favorite Scrunkly Anomalous, he says, hire a hitman for the thrill of it is quite the unique medium of entertainment. Alright. Any closing remarks, Tan?
I can't think of anything specific.
Damn.
Learn from what happened to this guy. Don't hire a hitman on yourself. No matter how boring your office job is.
This guy had an epic time.
What do you mean? He got fucking migraines in the end.
Also, if you don't know how to end your No Sleep story, just steal someone else's.
Yeah, just copy and paste theirs as your ending.
Well, I guess they haven't logged in, so
I
I'm
don't
just
understand how
it
was, like, even thematically sort of relevant, but...
I think he's
Mike was
implying
not
that his days are numbered, and he's like, I don't want to die. And he's like, this will be what happens to me. I'll go to hell.
The devil himself will meet with me.
Oh, Tan Hody. Are you happy?
I am. In fact...
Is your soul filled?
In fact... I am God.
You're God?
I am.
I think what you should do is write a No Sleep story, so I can read it on the podcast.
Someday.
Someday. Sounds a lot like never to me.
We'll go on No Sleep, Dolores. We'll write with wild splendor.
Alright, what's the password?
The password is, give me the title of your No Sleep story.
Yes! Oh, and then maybe Tan will pick one of those to write. Mm?
I never said that. You said that, but maybe.
I said it, and now it's canon, so he's going to do it. Don't worry. He's a man of his word. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!